Next, I'd like to introduce Dr. Jack Sahl, and he's going to talk about energy and the water nexus. Jack is the Director of Environment and Resource Sustainability for Southern California Edison. Prior to this assignment, he headed Edison's Corporate Environment, Health, and Safety Department. He's a former research scientist, has founded a consulting business, and has 35 published scientific reports. Dr. Sahl.
Thank you. So it's a real pleasure for us to be here today from Edison's perspective, both because we really appreciate your attention to the water issue, and then as I'm going to tell a little bit of the story, our paths are inextricably linked because of this water energy nexus. As you can see from this map and the discussion before with regards to the San Gabriel Valley, we overlay a lot of your area, and we're trying to address issues with regards to our mission, which is to safely deliver clean, reliable, and affordable electricity. And as you notice that concept of safely delivered, clean, reliable, and affordable, that obviously creates a series of challenges for you as well. We are entirely focused on meeting tomorrow's challenges, which are numerous for us, and I think they have a lot of coincidence with you. And one of those is to address issues associated with climate change, and Madeline will talk about some of those oncoming challenges. But to us, the big issue of climate change is also how do we get new generation sited, and how do we deal with the issue, the embedded issue of water needed to generate electricity, whether it's from the ocean once through cooling issues, or from our mountains and our hydro facilities, or more locally at our generation facilities. The main thing that I wanted to point out, however, is on this whole water energy nexus concept is our focus on conserving electricity as our primary way to achieve our goals. The amount of the electricity that we do not use is the electricity that's both cheapest for us and most environmentally sound. Everything after that is either has greater environmental impacts or greater costs for us. So what we would like to do is we'd like to find a way to both deliver cleaner energy and also introduce systems so that we have more energy efficiency. And the water part is the part that I want to speak with you today about. So as I mentioned before, this vision of ours is to safely deliver clean, reliable, affordable electricity is changed slightly in the concept of climate change and these kind of challenges, in the sense that we both have to do this for today and also for future generations. And that's the whole concept of a sustainable system. And because of the interface between our approaches, my main point to you today is that we should increasingly look and find opportunities to work in partnership when you struggle with your issues on water and we struggle with our issues on providing electricity. I think it's not an understatement to say that both electricity and water are the strongest and the most important services for our communities. And getting that right is I think, is a very high obligation and a very high standard. What we need to do then is, when we look at this both as a challenge and we can look at it as an opportunity, is we need to find ways to be much more efficient use of our water. And I think, as the point that was just raised by previous speakers, is using the right water for the right thing. And so, of course, we don't want to use water of drinking water quality to necessarily do generation. And an example of that would be at our generation facility down towards Redlands, what we call our Mountain View generating station, which taps into a contaminated aquifer with perchlorate. And so we're actually using a non-potable source of water to generate the electricity. We then take that and we condense it, as it turns out, as part of our process, and then ship it down to a treatment facility in Orange County as part of that process. So I think one of the hallmarks for success for all of us is going to be to use the right energy for the right reason and also the right water for the right reason. So we really look at this in two areas. One is let's be very efficient with the use of water by the end users on the distribution side. And then let's also be really good thinking about the losses of water in the distribution side are the amount of energy it takes to treat and distribute water. Those in combination, I think, will lead a lot of pathways for us to find joint opportunities. What we need to do then is find ways to forge partnerships between your sector and our sector so that these natural synergies and resources can come together to have greater benefit for all of us. And when I speak of these things, I'm really speaking about both efficiencies related to the wholesale systems, the retail and wastewater systems, and the end water users. And so the examples, I think, are plentiful, and I don't need to go into that with this group here, I don't think. So in terms of recommendations, what we would like to see then in partnership with you is continue to really understand the value of both water conservation and energy conservation for each unit of water conserved. We want to really think through what are the actual policies in California as it relates to water, because we are regulated by one set of entities and you're regulated by another. Our regulatory structure may not align entirely with yours, but we should be thinking hard about what how we get a top-down alignment in California with regards to both energy and water regulatory focus. We need to forge stronger partnerships, both at the distribution level, at the transport level, the regional level, in terms of finding opportunities to not develop more pilot projects. I think that we know enough now to move forward with a number of activities. I think we should move from saying that this is an opportunity to start thinking about how we can implement some ideas. And we need to really aggressively leverage the experiences that we've gained with regards to demand response, which is what we would call load shifting and energy efficiency, so that we can actually forge and get some real value for our customers in this joint space. There's clearly going to be a difficulty as it relates to this, but I think with your commitment to innovation matched with ours and our larger communities, I think that the sense of urgency should be there for all of us. So with that, I'll sit down and we'll take questions later. Thank you.